I'm going to talk about the secret on how to finger a woman the right way. And I'm going to give you 3 moves that will guarantee to make her scream. So let's get right into it. When you go into fingering a woman, one thing you always want to have is clean hands. It may not sound like a big deal, but here's why this is so important. When you have clean hands, meaning you've washed your hand and you don't have sharp nails, what you do is you create a more desirable experience for her. If you go in with dirty hands and she gets an infection, or you have longer nails and you cut her, guess how excited she's going to be about having you touch her down below? Not so happy. She's not going to want you to go down there. But when you have the wherewithal to do simple things like clean hands, short nails, this changes the whole experience. Here's the thing, when you're fingering us, you always want to make sure that you have moist fingers. You never want to go in with dry fingers. It just feels like our skin is gently tearing when you go in with dry fingers. So how do you make sure it's moist? You can use a lubricant. You can put your fingers in your mouth. You can also, if you guys have been making out and you're rubbing outside of her back and forth, and you're rubbing over the hood of her clitoris. In fact, I'll put a video at the end of this video about how to really touch the clitoris right. But when you're rubbing over that hood and you're touching her clitoris, because that turns us on so much, what she's going to start building is her own lubricant between her legs. And what you want to do is you want to take some of that lubricant. Once you've glided your fingers on the outside of her vagina, you'll just want to go in and bloop, bloop, bloop. Start taking a finger, just like that. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Take your fingers and start building that moisture. And as you build it, you want to go in. Okay, so here's the first thing that you want to do. You always want to go in with one finger first. You don't want to stay there, but we're just going to start there with one finger. And so when you are going in with that one finger, probably the middle finger to give you that better angle, when you're going in with that middle finger, what you're doing is you're curling it a little bit and you're building that moisture. And I don't know if you've heard the news, but I actually have a course on fingering. In fact, I've got a whole bundle about oral, but one of them is mastering fingering, because this can really take things to a whole other level. When you're going down on us and you're licking us and you're giving us beautiful oral, when you can lick on our clitoris and suck on our clitoris, and you're also fingering at the same time, this can create the most explosive experience. So, you know, I've got my tongue magic, but now I have this new fingering addiction. Why? Addiction. The slips that I have when I talk addition. When you go in and you can masterfully do both at the same time, and not all guys can do this, but you can, because you're going to get this course and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it there. But when you're sucking and fingering us at the same time, that's crazy. And listen, you can get that. It's in the comment section. It's in the description. I'm not making it hard for you to get. I'm making it very easy. So go ahead and get it in the comment section, in the description. So fingering with one finger is just where you want to build up. But here's the thing. If she has a little bit of room in there, what you're going to want to do is add another finger. So you want to go in probably with this finger, whichever hand you're used to using, and slide in there. And sometimes it's just stacking them on top of each other and sliding in there and just slowly going inside out. So the first move is always start with one finger. What that does is it builds anticipation, and you can even slide it in there and then rub this part of your palm when you come up and let that part of your palm hit her clitoris. Remember, I'm going to put that video at the end of the video, how to use the clitoris right. But when you're sliding it with that one finger and then you're just grazing over the clitoris with this part of your hand, what you're doing is you're creating a double sensation for her, which makes it so exciting. It turns us on so much. But then you want to take it to the next level. You want to, once she starts getting into it, that's when you want to slide that second finger in there. And just go super slow at first. And why do you want to go slow? You want to give her vaginal walls time to relax, time to surrender over to you. And then the more you feel like they're loosening, the more she's getting into it, the harder you can go, the faster you can go. But here's a forewarning. Do not go in with dry fingers. Do not go in with more than one finger. And do not go in super fast and super hard. This may sound very exciting to you, and maybe she even may scream, but it's going to be painful, because what that is going to do is it's going to create tears in her. And here's the thing, if you want to make love to her the next day, the day after that, because she's going to have all those little tears, they feel like little cuts, paper cuts inside the vagina. When you go in raw with dirty hands and too fast, when you do that, you create all these little cuts inside. And guess what? When you go inside of her the next day with your penis, when you go inside of her, she's going to be in a lot of pain. She's going to say, ow, ow, maybe we have to take it more slow. No. That's why you want to do this right. Go in with that one finger. Then when you feel her walls softening, go in with the second finger and gently build up that momentum, build up that escalation in the process. And then here's the third thing. As you're going in there with the two fingers, and if she's even bigger, you can even squeeze in 3. So you can put these 3 together and do it that way. You can tell by how loose or tight her vaginal walls are. And so why do you want to put more fingers in? Because it creates more pressure. Ultimately, the fingers are mimicking your penis. You're like, Arica, I don't want my fingers to like take over what my penis can do. Trust me, the fingers can never replace what your beautiful penis can do. This is just working her up and making her excited. In fact, in the comment section, I want you to write irreplaceable so that we all know that your penis cannot be replaced. It's irreplaceable. So when you're going in with 2 or 3 fingers and now she's into it, she's wet below, the vaginal walls are softening for you, she's relaxing, she's moaning, she's getting into it. This is where you want to go in and start going really fast. And sometimes a woman can even squirt. You're going to come in on the side and you're going to tell her, oh my God, I just have to lick you right now. As you're fingering, you're going to come on the side of her because it's a little bit different from that angle when you're on top and you're fingering. Come from the side, begin to suck her around her clitoris, and then begin to finger her at the same time as you're sucking on the clitoris. You do all this at the same time, and it's going to be like the 4th of July fireworks, or like we just had here in France, Bastille Day. It's going to be that explosive for her. And so if you want to know how to do those things, like I said, you can get tongue magic, you can get this new fingering collection, but I really give you the tools to be able to create that explosive orgasm for her that builds her up to receive your beautiful penis time and time again, and that's just in one night. So I told you that I would provide you a clitoris video. It's right here. And also, please do me this favor. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, would you please do that for me right now by clicking the button here on my picture. I'll see you in my next video. Comes out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Take care.